Hey, good evening, everyone. Tonight we're making steak sandwiches. This is just a regular old chuck roast that picked up from the local store. So what we're going to do is a little bit of salt and pepper, down of pepper. Of course, I use sea salt, a little bit better for you. Sorry, I just add that because that salt is a flavor enhancer. So we've got one side. Use some tongs because that way I don't have to really try to wash my hands after every flip. So use that. Salt, pepper this side. Alright. Now we're going start to finish on this one because it's not going to take very long. But one thing is, I already did toast up my oh, I can hear the pan. I already toasted up my bun, so we're going to add some olive oil. See how it's already melting away because I've already had it preheated there. So see how it moves around there. All right. Now the steak. Add it in there. Make sure you face it away from you because you don't want that spatter on you. And it's only going to cook for a few minutes each side because you still want it nice and tender and rare on there. And so we've got some oil in the corner, so we want to get it all the way around because we want this cooked very nicely. Now, I do have some butter. It is sea salted butter, and it's by free range. Well, it's free range butter, so there's that nice good fat on there. There we go. Now I'm going to add it after I flip it. So you just want to kind of let it cook, let that oil get around there. And you can make this any way you want to. If you want a little bit more done, of course, cook it longer. I'm on a 6 as far as the heat, so I'm going to kind of get a sear on there. Like I said, we're just going to let it cook for another minute on there. But it's not too thick, a piece. I just lay it out there, let it drip. And I'm not going to dress it up too much tonight. Got a little bit of just coarse mustard and a bit of mayo. Can't go wrong with that. And here it's sizzling. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Flip it over. Got a little bit of sear, a little bit of on the outside there. Right. Now we're going to add our butter. And it's just going to enhance that flavor. It's going to help that fat, what little bit of fat's on there, it's going to help it soak it up. A couple of nubs. Now I'll do a little bit of garlic. And what you want to do is leave it in the little skin there. Don't put the extra garlic in there because you're going to have, it's going to burn. And what you're going to do is have burnt garlic. But if you keep it in this, it'll heat up, sweat out, and you'll get the garlic flavor without actually having that burnt garlic taste. So, let it melt down a little bit. Help it melt a little bit there. Get that garlic nice and heated up. I want the flavor out of that in and on here. So it's still hot, but just tilt the pan away from you. That way you're not getting splattered with hot grease and you know how stuff burns. So we all know that. You turn it just a little bit more because I want it seared. I want that flavor on there. It's still going to be a little bit red inside. That's okay. You see it browning right there on the edge. That's okay. Tilt the pan a little bit. Get that brown butter out there over top of it. Alright. Stir it a little bit longer. And after that, we're actually going to flip it again. Right after that. My butter inside here. And you can see it's still a little bit red right in here. There it is. And we're just going to baste it a little bit on that side. And you can see where it's real hot in the pan. You want that pan nice and hot. There you go. And it's okay if it burns a little bit, because all it is flavoring. You know, the more color there is, the more flavor there is. Just let it pull it back. And this is actually, we're about done. See, that's not very long, is it? Put that to the side. Then cut our heat off. Still sizzling there. Now, go to the cutting board. Then I bring our steak out. So, we're going to lay down a regular paper towel. And what that's going to do is, whenever you pull that off there, it's going to get all that juice. When it rests, what it does is it opens up and it releases a lot of juice, especially if you have it a little bit bloody. You're going to get that blood everywhere. So in order to keep it from running, all I'm doing right now is getting that juice, putting it around top there, so when it cools down, it's going to sit there and suck all that flavor in there. Alright, we're just going to sit there, right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to dress the buns. So a little bit of coarse mustard, right, a bit of mayo. And this is a good time to actually start dressing your bun or your sandwich, or whatever you're using to heat it on. You might just get a spoon. Just go all the way through there. There we go. That's one done. So, like I said, it's a good time to do that because we're letting that steak rest a little bit, and we're letting the juices, any kind of blood, if there is any, to come out, because when we bite into our sandwich, we don't exactly want a nice bloody dripping sandwich, but we just want some flavor. So put that on there, and of course you can put whatever you want to on your sandwich. If you want horseradish or mustard, I like mustard mayonnaise on mine. The mustard really brings out the flavor of the steak, especially if you do like a Wellington or something like that. You usually brush it with a Dijon or something like that, and let it rest in the freezer. So, alright, well, we got our buns dressed. Now, time to cut the steak. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, you're just going to have to pull the towel out, get your tongs, fork, or whatever you had, or your hand, don't matter. But now we're going to lift that off there. See how it's still dripping a little bit? Alright. Now, take that. And see, it's still a little bit of bloody. And that's what we're wanting. So, just take it in thin layers. There we go. Get a piece up. Now that is still a little bit pink inside. That's where it's going to be flavored. Just going to cut a few more strips here. And I just got a cheap cut of meat. And it don't have to be very expensive. I'm going to make about probably 3 or 4 sandwiches out of this. And I only paid $5 for the steak. So we're going to cut it in long strips. Alright, see. Then I want to cut it in half. There we go. Get our bun. Put that on there. There you go. Ready to eat and dinner served.